I'm David Flint, and I'm reporting on the case brought in the federal court by Professor Hocking against the National Archives to gain access to certain correspondence between the Queen and the Governor-General, Sir John Kerr, concerning the dismissal of the Prime Minister, Gough Whitlam, in 1975. This has now been dismissed by the full federal court. The archives argued the letters were personal and subject to the directions given by Sir John. Sir John had directed that the letters not be released until 2027, but subject then to either of the private secretaries to the Queen and the Governor-General being entitled to withhold publication. Whatever the status of the letters, Professor Hocking has been trying, without a skerrick of evidence, to implicate the Queen in Sir John Kerr's decision to dismiss Gough Whitlam. She claims that the Queen knew something. This is a complete exercise in futility. It's very clear that Sir John went to great lengths not to involve the Queen. He kept her informed as to what had happened, but he was not prepared to tell her what he was going to do. The reason is that she would then be compromised and attacked for not revealing this. Now, the constitutional rules are very clear. A Prime Minister is under an obligation to resign if he loses the confidence of the House of Representatives or where he can't provide supply. Now, he may not be able to provide supply to the government because of the Senate, which is not his fault, but he still should either resign or advise a general election. Gough Whitlam decided to do neither. In the famous audience of the 11th of November 1975, he advised the Governor-General to hold a half-Senate election. This was hardly a solution. At least one or more of the state premiers had indicated they would advise their governors not to assist in holding the election by issuing the writs, and in any event new senators would not take office for another 7 months. The Governor-General asked him whether he persisted in his refusal to advise a general election, and not obtaining such advice, Sir John Kerr then handed him a letter of dismissal. Now, it was up to the Governor-General to decide when he should act, and to decide also when was the last feasible day in the year when an election could be held. Money was fast running out to pay for the Commonwealth's obligations, paying for the armed forces, contracts, the public service, and pensions. Inevitably, some will criticize him, others will support him. But one of the criticisms of the Turnbull-Keating model put to the people in the 1999 referendum by people on both sides was that the model reduced or neutralized this important check and balance and was therefore highly flawed. ACM put this in an argument to the relevant committee handling the referendum bill. We said it should also show how the president could be dismissed, because this took away any tenure for the president. When I prepared the first draft of the no case for the yes-no booklet, which went out to every elector, I included that argument. In any event, it's quite clear those letters will not now be released, and they will be made available in 2027, subject to either of the private secretaries deciding that they should not then be released. They will not show, and I'm totally confident in relation to this, they will not show that the Queen knew in any way what Sir John Kerr was going to do. I'm David Flint, National Convener of Australians for Constitutional Monarchy. Until next time.